Fans of the Horus Heresy, thank you very much for joining me for an unboxing video. However, this isn't an unboxing video of a Vindicator laser destroyer that I said I was going to do this week. That turned out to be a little fib. And what we're actually going to unbox today is a Legio Custodes Coronus Grav-Carrier by Forge World. So yeah, I had a change of heart. I decided, yeah, let's dabble in the Custodes a bit. This has come out today on general release. I mean, it was out a couple of weeks back at the open day, the weekender. So what I'm going to do is going to unpack this model. We're going to have a look over the parts. We're going to check the quality and just see what it looks like. So let's get into it. As you can see, this is completely unopened and still wrapped. So let's begin. If you can hear some noise, that's some rustling sounds. That's some snow starting to fall outside. It's a little bit chilly today here in the United Kingdom. Right, so this is a pretty big box. It's heavy as well, but it feels like there's a lot of parts in it. Right. So what have we got? So let's have a quick look down. So we've got a bag of components. And then we've got some larger hull pieces there as well. So I'm going to move it over there and see if we can get them out and have a look at them one by one. Oh, before we do that, I see we've got we have our working with resin and quality control slip. And today's quality control was provided by K or ME. I'm going to call him Me. And interestingly, this kit was checked and packed on the 30th of December. So yeah, it's been sat in storage for 6 weeks before they've released this to general sale. We get an instruction booklet, the modern CAD design, which is really cool. Much easier to follow than the old style photocopy ones. We have a big oval base to put this floating fantastic on. Right, so let's start having a look at these hull pieces. Wow, so look at this, gosh. Wow, would you look at that? This is a big vehicle. Loving the design on this. This is great. I wasn't, the Callidius grav tank didn't quite take me, but the Coronus, I really like the design of it. And I also like the fact it's an infantry fighting vehicle. So I think someone described this as being the Razorback of the Legio Custodes, and I'm going to put a little detachment together for these guys. And yeah, I want it to be mainly infantry, but I also want to take advantage of the really neat transport options. So I'm going to go with some Custodes heavy support, which will probably be a Sagittarium Guard, and then the rest of the force up mainly of Sisters of Silence. But just for scale comparison, so there we've got the side of the Coronus, and here we've got a macro-carried Explorator, and the Coronus is somewhat longer than the macro-carried. So yeah, this is a big vehicle. Yeah, nice piece that, and there's a little bit of stuff to correct there, but overall that's beautifully cast, and that's what I'd expect. And here we have the second hull side, and once again this looks absolutely fantastic. These are like the grav plates or the repulsor plates, because this of course is a floating anti-gravity vehicle. Yeah, got a little bit of slippage there. You can see that on this detail, but it's noticeable, but it is repairable. That's not too bad. I wonder if that what's that like on the other side? On the other side though, that's fine. So yeah, very fantastic. Love those. All right, let's go on to. I believe this is going to be got a couple of bits of hull here. Right. Okay. This is a main event. This is the upper hull. Right. So check out the detail on this guy. Wow. I think this kit ended up costing £110. So I know when it was originally announced, I think I speculated that it was going to be about 120. So I wasn't too far off and actually overestimated the cost a bit. I think the cost is perhaps a bit higher than average, but the vehicle has got full interior detailing. And as you can see here, that interior detailing looks rather neat. Got some air bubble pitting on this face of a tank, but I don't think this is going to be visible, so probably no work required there. And even if it is, there's no detail there, so those air bubble pits are easy enough to remedy. But I think aside from that, can't quite tell what all this back bit's supposed to look like. There might be a couple of slips there. I'll have to look at the instructions to figure out what that's like. But it looks okay, and just get a load of this fantastic detailing running across the top of a tank. Interestingly, they went for a standard style Aquila, not the Palatine Aquila with the lightning bolts. And then this is the armoured pilot's position for the Custodes driver, some release agent to get off there. That's very nice. Now, so I'm assuming that this is part of a lower hull. This is more signature Emperor insignia. It's got this oval design which looks brilliant. And then you've got this classic thunderstrike symbol of the Emperor. And this must be the underside. And we've got some nice details here. So we've got what looks like perhaps part of a repulsor or gravity floating or a propulsion system. And then here we have an escape hatch. All military vehicles should have an escape hatch for their crew, so I like that as a feature. Right, got another couple of bits here. Right, so what's going on with these guys? So these are going to be the sides of the hull. Right, okay. Those are going to go like that. So because of the keys and the shims, I can't put that in position, but yeah, so that's going to go like that. And then the pair of these, again, that's going to slot in there. And that's going to be the underside of the vehicle. So it's kind of like got this scallop design almost. Yeah, some really nice underside shape and form to the vehicle there. So let's try tidy this up a bit and give you guys something to look at. And then we'll go into the bag of parts. So this kit contains 45 components because it actually said it on the website. So they've actually decided to tell us how many parts are in these, which is a new thing. Right, bag of bits. Let's see what's in here then. Tell you what, let's make this a bit neater still. That's better. You can gather this is quite a large kit, so there's a lot to get in the camera view here. Right, so bag of parts. Let's drop the camera down a bit. Right, what we've got here. So let's start by talking guns and ammo. So the Coronus has got two weapon systems. The first is a turret-mounted weapon, which is an Arachnus blaze cannon, which is something. It's almost like a hybrid of a multi-laser and a las cannon. So it has two firing modes, and then and there's one of the weapons. There's two of these. Now that is that's beautifully cast. That's what we talk about, and that's what we want to see with resin. And then that's a turret. Again, that looks very nice. And then one of each of those guns is going to sit on each side of that turret, like so. And then that turret in turn is going to be mounted on top of the hull of the Coronus. What else do we have? This isn't. All right, so yeah, this is a bit unusual. So we get a transparent resin stand, and then we get this. And it's gonna stick onto that, and then that in turn is going to attach to the base like that. So I'm not quite sure how I'll do that. I mean, that isn't going to be strong enough in itself, so there's going to be some pinning and strong glue required on that, I think. Obviously with this being transparent, the pinning is a bit of a challenge, so I may need to get some transparent acrylic rod to do the pinning. Yeah, anyway, I'll have a think about that. Right, so we've got loads of components here. So we've looked at the blaze cannon. Let's look at the secondary weapon system, which is going to mount in this recess under the hull. And this is the Lastrum bolt cannon. So the Lastrum bolt cannon is in effect if you want a weapon for killing Mechanicum robots, this is it. And in particular, Castellax and Domitars, an absolutely brilliant weapon for killing those guys. Yeah, that's good. We've got some other parts here. This all looks very nicely cast. Very nicely cast indeed. Yeah. And we have a bulkhead here. I believe this is going to be the forward section of the crew bay, so I think that's good. Yeah, you can see that's going to attach there. We've got two large engines. There's the first. Well, these are, I say the large engines, there's more than just two. However, these are the two that are most fully exposed. Yeah, and look at that, you see, that's absolutely beautifully cast. Beautifully cast. Just what you hope to see with a resin model. Everything nicely aligned. And of course, and the very crisp, sharp detail. Got an air bubble there to fill, but that's fine. No issues. In a nice innocuous place. What's next? It's got two sets of gravity plates, or repulsor plates, perhaps. These are going to mount onto these double pin positions along the side of a tank, and those are going to look really good when they're put together. I can tell they're going to have some really nice three-dimensional detail depth to them. Yeah, like that. That's nice. And then we get a second set of those here. Again, both sets of those very nicely cast. What have we got next? So there's a pair of control surfaces or fins. There you go. There's a first, and it's even got a rather crudely represented aileron or a control tab there with great big hinges on it. But hey, you know, this is 40k. I wonder where that's going to attach there. So we're going to have kind of like a pair of fins on the underside. Oh, there you go. Actually, those are going to go to the rear. I just grab this. There you go. You can see them there. We'll look at the instructions in a moment. More engines. So it's got six engines. You know, two pairs of three, and I think they're arranged in kind of like some sort of stacked arrangement. Got a little slit there. That's recoverable. That's no issue. Here what we've got, so this is more parts of the Arachnus Blaze las cannon. Sorry, Arachnus. Right, let me try again. Lastrum bolt cannon turret. So that's kind of like where the 2 bolt cannons are going to mount, and then this I think is this is going to sit in front of those, and there you've got the ammo case ejector ports. Good. We did the fins, didn't we? Not sure what these two are. Look like I got perhaps some sort of internal detail. A little bit of a slip there. Hopefully that's not going to cause any issues. This is probably the most slipped bit I've seen in the kit. To be honest, most of it's been, this one's been very good. Oh dear, we've got an empty key. Don't worry, the part's here. And this is the rear door. And again, there's been no skimping on the detailing here, and you've got grid finish, you know, obviously for like a grip as you're walking down the ramp, and then you've got the thunder symbol as well. And then when closed, you've got interesting, a single-headed eagle with a skull in it. Need to check up on the symbolism of this marking. But yeah, some nice lighting details as well. And similarly, on the front of the Coronus, there's some beautiful sensory arrays built into the nose. Yeah, gosh, you're always a little bit unsure whenever you buy something really new as to how much you're going to like it. But I really like this tank. It's got a fantastic look to it, and I think I'm going to really enjoy building this one. So let's have a quick look at the instructions to finish with. So the new style instructions, obviously the model's CAD design, they convert the CAD designs into an actual instruction booklet. Get a little description about the tank, which is basically saying this is the best infantry transporter in the Imperium, which I think is probably not overstating things. We get an exploded diagram of all the parts. I mean, it's a fairly straightforward construction. It's got like a box which makes up the main hull, and you've got the two side booms, you could call them, a bit like a catamaran, and then there's some accessory parts that are going to go on as well. Yeah, then the instructions. It'd be interesting to see how well the hull all goes together, because you're making a resin box, so the alignment and shape of the parts is going to be important there. Those other little parts that were with the bolt cannon. The bolt cannons, there we go. These guys. Those are kind of like lights, or, well, that's a little bit crude, isn't it? Rear sensors. Of course, just lights would be far too primitive for such a sophisticated vehicle. There you go. I love it, absolutely love it. It's a great looking tank, this. Yeah, very pleased I bought it. I'm gonna have a lot of fun building this. Me, as I called you, I don't know what your name is actually, but that's excellent quality control, 10 out of 10, good job. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this unboxing. Hope you've enjoyed it. I'll be doing a construction video, I think, on this. I'll probably do a time lapse. Thank you very much for watching. I'll speak to you next time, and goodbye.